Hey there guys, and thank you for coming back to my review channel. For today's review, let's talk about controllers. Now, I have this crazy habit of going up and buying controllers. Even though I'm only one person and I only have two hands, but I've always had people that come over and want to play games. And you always want to have the right controller for the right person. Now, that's neither here nor there. We're going to get who's the right person. That's what I mean by it's neither here nor there. So I always believe that variety is the spice of life. And I've definitely had my fair share where I've picked up some controllers over the years. And I want to talk about a few of these controllers that I've picked up. So we'll talk about all of the, in my opinion, the not good controllers. All of these controllers, in my opinion, they're okay, but they all have their purpose. So, and that's another thing is you need. I'm somebody who personally myself, in my field of work, I work in manufacturing, and you don't understand that sometimes it's not it's not knowing how to do it, but it's having the right tool to get the job done. So that's exactly what each of these controllers are. Each of these controllers is a tool. Don't think of it as, well, I bought this new controller, this, that, and third. Okay, but each of these controllers is a tool, and they all have their own reason for why I picked them up. All right, so we're going to start with this one. This one is the Hori Peach City Pop controller. Now, this controller I picked up at Target. This controller only was $17.99, and we're going to get into this controller real quickly, and I'm going to explain to you what I like, what I don't like about this controller. Well, first of all, this controller feels incredibly cheaply made. The controller feels very flimsy. The plastic feels cheap. It's very light. There's not a lot of battery in this one. They advertise that it can have 30 hours of battery life. Personally, myself, I've used this controller. Uh, there's no way you're getting 30 hours. I would figure at best with this controller, battery life, you're seeing 20 hours on a full charge with this one. It's decent. It's nice. The D-pad it's got a little sink in it. So, and what I mean by that is the texture on it. If you can see it on this video, you see that ring there. That's sunken in a little bit, so you're able to sort of sink into these for the D-pad. The analog sticks, they do click. I feel like this one is lower than this stick. And that might just be because of the way that it's sitting in the controller housing. But I just feel like this one is just so much more poorly made than other controllers, and I would never. And look at the triggers. The they're not full. They're hollowed out. I mean, I guess that's pretty cool, but they're supposed to be, I guess, enhanced. But for myself personally, I can't come to terms with that. I like it though; it's nice, but it's just not for me. This is a light controller. The reason why I picked this one up is because when I picked this up, Meg was saying, "Oh, I'll play some more video games if you get me that controller." And you don't need to tell me to pick you up a controller to get you to play. That'll happen. So we have this controller, and for what it is, I'm glad that I picked this up for the price that I picked it up. Because have you ever seen like those rock candy controllers? That's what this is like the equivalent of. This is the equivalent of a rock candy controller. And speaking of rock candy controllers, let's check out this controller from Pixel Art. Now, this controller that I picked up from Pixel Art, this is a limited edition Kool-Aid controller. And if you notice right there, that means that it's synced up to my Switch. Not the Switch, it's this button right here. So when this button lights up, I thought this was the light. When this button lights up, let me see if I can get it to turn on right now. It might need a charge. This controller does not hold a charge, in my opinion, at all that well. Right now, it's currently dead, but that's okay. But what happens is when it charges, it lights up here. I'm curious. I didn't even notice that this one have a charge as well. This one is dead too. So again, I'm going to charge this one up. we haven't really had a lot of company come over, and the company, when they do come over, they want to play Mario Party. So we're using Joy-Cons, but it's rock candy controllers. I'm sure everybody in their day and age has had at least one rock candy controller. I definitely have had my fair share of them. You think Switch collecting is new? I've collected other systems. I was huge in Xbox 360. Huge. I think I probably had about 217, 218 titles for the Xbox 360 before I said I just can't do this anymore. Eventually it becomes too expensive and you're just like, no. So we have the Kool-Aid Oh Yeah controller. And this controller, it came in a really fancy case. I should have done like an unboxing video, but the channel wasn't, I didn't have enough, in my opinion, I didn't have enough Switch stuff to do an unboxing for this. But this is a really fancy controller. It reminds me of the Super Nintendo controllers. It plays well with Smash Brothers. It fits nicely in the hand. The buttons, the lower triggers. It reminds me also of PlayStation, if you had PlayStation, just where the analog placement is. But some people, when they come over to the house, oh, let me get that PlayStation controller that works with Switch, or let me get that Super Nintendo controller. So it does. Some people do like it. It plays well. This plays best with Smash. This does not play well with like Mario Odyssey for whatever reason. I don't know why. But this is a great controller for Smash. The people that were playing it with Smash, they had no problem with that. Works with Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. No problem with that. What other games did I try this with? Pokemon Snap. It does work with Pokemon Snap. Yeah. I like it, though. I did like the clear... because this is for me, this is very 90s. That whole aesthetic where you're able to see through it reminds me of, I wish I could have a Switch that was translucent like this, translucent plastic. Although this one is a deeper red like Fruit Punch, but overall, excuse me, overall very, very happy with this. Like I said, pixel art controller. So, and this is the Kool-Aid, and it tells you how to pair it and all that other stuff. Hyperkin. Hyperkin makes some wild accessories. Hyperkin makes a setup where it plays Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, and I believe there's another cartridge that it takes with it. I don't know if it's N64, but I know it's got the Genesis and the Super Nintendos together. So the next controller that I want to show you guys is this guy. This is another Retro Fighters controller. This one for Smash, great controller for Smash. Really though, what I really got this controller for, I got this controller for Super Mario Sunshine. I have the 3-pack Mario All-Stars, and one of the games on it is Super Mario Sunshine. And this controller setup, this is very similar to that of the GameCube, which Super Mario Sunshine came out on. I never got to play Super Mario Sunshine, so when I saw this controller, I said, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to. I'm gonna try it. We'll see how it works." I haven't gotten to play with it yet. Like I said, I did get to play with it for Smash Brothers, but picked this guy up for $15, and I was like, you know what? I'll try it for $15. I'll take the opportunity. Now, this controller feels light, just like the Hori's Peach Pop controller. So I truly feel like I did myself a disservice with picking this up. But like I said, it does work for Smash Brothers, so that's that. At least it works for Smash Brothers. So if I did have people come over, and this one, as you can see, it does have a charge. Is it going to sync up? It's not picking up my Switch, but it does have a charge. Just want you guys to see that. So, but overall, these two controllers are, I'm not really a fan of them, but, like I said, they're tools to get the job done. So this one, when Meg wants to play, I have to make sure this is charged up so Meg will play. And this one, when I do get to play Super Mario Sunshine, I will get to use this controller with it. I don't know what system Galaxy was on. I think Galaxy came out on the Wii. But very, for what it is, $15 and $18 plus tax in both stores. So I mean, you get what you pay for. And now let me show you my least favorite Power A controller. So Power A, in my opinion, they make controllers that are very similar to that of the Switch. They all say they're licensed for Switch and all of that. All the packaging for this controller against this controller, they're in the same packaging. It's the same box that holds both controllers. But do you see the difference in the controllers? Look at how slim the angles are. It's more ergonomic for your hands. The button layout on this, if you notice, the thumbsticks are a little raised. They're a little raised on this one as well, but they're more, it looks like it's part of the design on this one, whereas this one, it looks like they perhaps maybe added more plastic to compensate for the way that the controller needed to look. Also, if you look at the way the buttons are housed, everything is just more, it looks more, just more, I don't even know how to describe it. It's aesthetically pleasing. Like this one has blue buttons on it with the peach. This one has black buttons with the light blue and the green. This one, the reason why I picked this controller up, so this controller, we're going to get into this one now. This controller I picked up because this was on clearance. I had seen this at a GameStop, and I was watching controller prices for the longest time. And this was probably the this is the third controller that I picked up for my Switch. So I have two other controllers that I really am quite fond of, but this one, now here is the problem with this controller. Now this controller, I love it. I love the collar design on it. I don't know who any of these Pokemon are because I've never played Pokemon Sword. But what I do like about this is the problem with this controller. I don't know if you saw it when I showed you this. Do you see what's missing? There's no Type-C connection. This controller is a battery controller. Now, hear me out on this. Say you're in a jam and you just want to play some games. I go to Best Buy. I get the 40-pack of AA batteries. We have batteries. So if, for instance, somebody wants to play Smash, and all of my other controllers are dead. As you can tell, this one doesn't have a charge. This one doesn't have a charge. This one's not syncing up properly. This guy will work. This one is... Yeah, see? This one turned the switch on. I've used this controller recently. So, I definitely like this controller. I like the way that the buttons feel on it. It feels very secure, very sturdy in the hand. You can use it this way or this way. I personally, when I'm playing some games, I do play like this. It's really, I like it. I'm not going to lie. The Switch is probably one of the best platforms, best systems that I've ever owned. And this controller now here's where we got to get into where it's really sort of dicey, right? So this one, 18. This one, 40. I don't think I told you guys. I paid 40 for this controller. I feel like I got ripped off for that, but I paid 40. This one, 15. But this one, compared to the other two $15 controllers, this one is the more sturdier of the controllers. And it is very ergonomic. It does have like these little pads that come out off the side. So it's a good controller. This one, though. Now, here's what I don't know about these controllers. Does anybody know what these buttons do on the bottom of the controller? I feel like I have so many controllers, I do not know what these buttons do. I feel like they're turbo buttons, and there's even a button down here in the bottom. So, this controller is a Power A 2019 Pokemon Company International, yada yada. It doesn't say anything else about it, but the 2019 controller, it's 2025. Look at how crisp this controller looks. This looks fire. So I absolutely, I love my controllers. And if I were to go out, the only thing that I will say that about this that I don't seem to like is that the inside plastic on the thumbsticks on this controller. It doesn't happen on this. It doesn't happen on this one. It doesn't happen with this one. Maybe that's just my use, but the inside thumbsticks on the plastic, it does have a little bit of slight wear on it. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that in the light. I'm trying to show you guys, but it's like a little bit discoloration there from wear and tear. But overall, I like this controller. This is probably one of my favorite controllers, but I paid $43 for this controller. And for what it is, I was hugely disappointed because it takes batteries. Now, I've learned, like I said, these are all tools to get the job done. So this controller, when my regular controller doesn't work, I can get some batteries and throw them in the controller and make sure I have a full charge. I mean, I'll use these batteries that are in here until it dies. But what I'm getting at is, if I needed to play a game, or I was trying to play a game, or say I needed to get a 5th controller in there, this is an easy option because batteries, in my opinion, batteries are always available. I don't think I've had a situation where I don't have batteries on me, and then everything else is rechargeable. So this is on the off chance that there is just a, oh well, you know, or even if hypothetically, even if I don't have batteries, 7-Eleven is like 7 football fields away from my house. I can get batteries. So it's not the end of the world. Oh, stop, you chunk of monk. You want to say hello? You want to say hello to the taters? You say hello to the taters? You want to say hello? Say hi, guys. She looks really enthralled, right? Look at this face. Oh, my goodness. She's enjoying her lazy day with Daddy. But yeah, so I'm happy with this controller. There is a Scarlet. Is it Scarlet? Pokemon Sword. Shield was the other one. There is a Shield controller that's in pink. I have thought about picking it up, but I'm not impressed with this controller, so why would I set myself up to have a second controller that I'm not too impressed with? This controller, though, when compared to the other 3 controllers of this video, this being the 4th one, this is the best controller. Just the way that it feels, the way the buttons feel, the way when you press the buttons, like I said, it's plugged up right now, but like the way that you press the buttons feel very, very solid. Whereas when you touch the buttons on this controller, they're solid, but they're not the same material or the same feeling that you get when you hit these buttons. This one is close. I do like the way that this one feels. I like the way that the sticks are closer. When you're playing games that require, well, let's see, I use this for Smash, I use this for Snap. I haven't tried using this for a shooter game. I will try, though, and hopefully we can use this in the future, so I can use this for a video for you guys to show you that it does work with everything for the most part. It's just, I find that it works best with Smash. This guy, like I said, I gotta play it with Super Mario, and then this is like a bread and butter for me. So I definitely, like I said, this controller is good for me. It's good money. I like it. It's solid. I don't throw my things. I don't drop them. So I expect to have this around for a long time. Before I get upset and throw a controller, I would much rather just walk away. It's, $40 here, $40 here, $18 here, $15 here. Like, they're not cheap. So when I was a lot younger, I'd have no problem chucking a controller across the room. And to be honest, I don't know what I was thinking. I just don't know what I was thinking. Like, money is not something you could just throw away. But if I had to make a recommendation of these controllers, it would either be this controller or this controller. This one more so than this one. But if you like a Kool-Aid design and you like the way the Super Nintendo controllers were, PlayStation controllers were, this is going to be right up your alley. Just got to make sure it functions a little bit more with other games. And I'll make reference to that as I go through the channel and we start making more videos for Switch. As always, guys, my name is Johnny5. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review of the Switch controllers. If you did enjoy this review of the Switch controllers, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Show me some in the comment box down below. Which controller is your favorite of this group? Is it the Hori City Peach Pop? Is it the Pixel Art Kool-Aid by Hyperkin? Is it the Retro Fighters Duelist? Or is it the Power A Pokemon Sword battery-operated controller? Which one of these is your favorite, guys? As always, my name is Johnny5. Thumbs up, comment down below. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe in the corners and you ring that bell. Daily uploads here. Jay Glee's Cobra Snake description box down below. Jay Glee's a jack of all trades, master of none. Hunting, camping, fishing, DIY projects, bottle cap collection. Something for everybody and his little doggy Boom. If you like Stella, if you like this hunk-a-monk right here, check out Jay Glee's. He's got his little boonie. And then below him, we'll have Cobra Snake. Cobra Snake is a retro video gamer. He actually is somebody who got me into talking about these Switch games and all of that stuff. He's like, you got to try it. Throw it up on the channel, see what happens. So here we are now. So thank you, Cobra Snake. So check him out. He'll be in the description box down below. Retro video gamer. Tips and tricks are his thing. So check him out. And you guys, be good, be safe, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for sticking around with me. I realize this was one of the longer videos, but I wanted to talk about these controllers, and I feel like it's something that not a lot of people talk about, which controllers they like. And I have more controllers, which is crazy because I'm just that crazy a person. So keep it locked here. If you want to see more, let me know in the description box what you guys want to in the comment box what you guys want to see, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one. Be good, be safe, guys. Later, taters.